History and national development. If you've lived long in this country, you must have met some individuals who consider the Nigerian situation as unique in every respect. To hold this belief is to consider the Nigerian experience as disproportionately different from what other nations are going through, and that we cannot learn from the experiences of others. This phenomenon, sociologically speaking, is called the fallacy of uniqueness. It is the impression that unique elements within a group are unique in every respect. Sadly, the people who adhere to this kind of school of thought often miss incredible opportunities to learn from the stories of others. History, as defined by Professor Bill Nessie, is the study of the past in order to understand the meaning and dynamics of the relationship between cause and effect in the overall development of human societies. It sounds like a mouthful, but let's take it one more time. History is the study of the past in order to understand the relationship or the meaning and dynamics of the relationship between cause and effect in the overall development of societies. That definition recognizes that there's a cause and there's an effect. In other words, if you take a particular path, you will inevitably achieve certain results under certain circumstances. And when we look at our national life as a people, you see that we have not given ourselves to history. We've not learned from the experiences we've been through. Otherwise, how would you explain that we do not have any savings from oil, in spite of the fact that we've witnessed various cycles of boom and bust in the oil sector? In the 1980s, in the 1970s, early 2007, and of course, now we've had a series of other cycles, and we know these things would happen. But because we didn't learn from the previous experiences, we are repeating that same history. To develop any nation is not so difficult. Success is not mystical. The point is this: if we can understand the cycle of events in human history and appropriately position ourselves, find ourselves in that cycle, we can learn from the various experiences of other nations and empires, the path they took to greatness, and we can borrow from those experiences and recreate our own path towards success. The problem is that in this country we disdain history. We do not love history. We think history should be only for those in the classrooms. But if you do not learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. And you see the evidence of a long challenge in the state of our national museums and monuments. They are in shambolic states. So what am I saying in essence? The point is this: we need to look back in history, to look back at what other nations have been through and see if we can draw some parallels from their own experiences. Typically, for instance, it takes just about 3 decades, between 2 and 3 decades, for any nation to turn its fortunes around. You can read from the stories of China. As far back or as even recent as the 80s, China was a country you never wanted to go to. But in 2-3 decades, China has turned its fate around. The same applies to Holland, Australia, Ireland, the United Arab Emirates, Singapore, and South Korea, amongst several others. So it means that if these countries can change their status from being a third world country to first world in 3 decades, it means that in my lifetime, in your lifetime, this country of ours, no matter how bad things may be today, can become successful. But we need to go through the books. Let us learn from the experiences of those that have come before us, from the experiences of other nations, and let us quit this nonsense we talk about the uniqueness of Nigeria. There's nothing unique about our situation. There's nothing we're going through today that other people have not been through, but they have come out stronger from it. In closing, the key to solving Nigeria's problem may not be in the areas we think they are. In my part of this country, the Yoruba speaking will say that in other words, what we think is in Sokoto may just be right inside our pocket. The key to Nigeria's development may just be in the lessons of the past that we have chosen to ignore. This has been Pathways. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.